Howdy folks, I'm coming to you this morning from the beautiful California foothills. It's a Sunday morning and looks like it's going to be a great day. You're probably wondering what kind of spoon was in that trout's mouth that you just saw coming to the boat. Well, that's probably the best trout spoon that you don't have. And it's not a trout spoon at all, it's actually a salmon spoon. It's a Silver Horde Kingfisher Light, and here's one in the same color. This is how it comes out of the package. Look at that big J hook on there. It has a big J hook on it because it's intended to catch king salmon in the ocean and silver salmon up in British Columbia and Alaska. So it's equipped with that big hook for catching big fish. But that's not how I fish it for trout. I remove that J hook, and they're high quality hooks too, so I hang on to them and use them for other things. But I remove that J hook and I replace it with a red treble hook. Sometimes I use a bronze treble hook, but mostly I use a red one. I think you get more strikes on a red one, honestly. And this is actually one of my very favorite Kingfisher lights. This one's been retired, by the way. You see that big brown trout I'm holding on the splash screen in front of the videos? That's a 6-pound Shasta brown, and he came on this exact lure. You can see the finish is all eaten off of it. This spoon right here has caught at least half a dozen trout over 6 pounds. I've caught a couple 5-pound kings on it, and anyway, I just retired it. It's been kind of hanging out on my workbench in the garage. So if you don't have any of these Kingfisher lights, I would advise you to pick some up. They come in a variety of sizes. I don't really use the small one. This is the medium size, and every once in a while I'll run one in the large size. You can kind of contrast with the medium size there. So this is a really big spoon, and you know, I catch trout of all sizes on these lures, but they really shine as a big trout spoon. And you control them fast because they're intended for ocean salmon fishing. My preferred speed range in a lake is anywhere from like 2.7 all the way up to 4 miles an hour. 3.5, that's probably the best range. Usually I don't run them with any kind of an attractor. I just run the spoon by itself. I'm trying to imitate a small kokanee or a big threadfin shad. And when we think about, let me grab my box here. I keep popping in and out of the frame. When we think about big fish lures, we often think about this lure right here. This is a number 11 Countdown Rapala. Well, you look at the large Kingfisher Light and just kind of compare the size. Pretty similar in size. The minnow plug's a little bit longer, but the broadness of the bait is exactly the same. Bottom line is, it gives the fish, you know, the impression that they're getting a big meal, and that's what big fish go after. Not to say that small fish won't hit them. That fish you saw there in the opening, that's about a 15, 16 inch average size Shasta rainbow. So anyway, in closing, let's talk about preferred colors. Now, my wife, Gina, she likes the crazy colored stuff, and she actually picked out the spoon that trout was caught on. It's kind of a glow Wonder Bread kind of deal with some orange in it, but you know me, I'm a match the hatch guy, so I really like to run your UV bait fish hues like this one. This one's got a little bit of purple on it, but it's mostly chrome. That's a great model. This large pink one, same deal, but instead of having the purple, it's got the pink on it. That's another excellent choice. The silver on silver tape is a good one. I was going to show you that. I couldn't find it. I think it's in my kayak. And of course, the bloody cop car model. I've had great luck with this one at Shasta before, fishing big balls of bait. And it's hard to not have this be my number one choice. The watermelon pattern. You know, watermelon lures, they work everywhere. They work for every species. I'm not sure why. It's not an exact match of anything, but man, I have a lot of confidence when I'm pulling a watermelon lure. So, in closing, if you don't have some Kingfisher lights, and I'll bet you don't, grab a few, replace those hooks, and anytime you're thinking, I would like to troll a big lure fast, put one on your line, and I think you're going to be very pleased with the results. Silver Horde and their sister company, Gold Star, they make some of the finest salmon and trout products you can get. hoochies are excellent, their blades are excellent, and their spoons are absolutely top notch. So check them out online at silverhorde.com. Get yourself some Kingfisher lights and get after those big trout. I'll catch you next time. This is Kel Kellogg signing off.